to do this. The police, there's 2-hour parking, they didn't enforce the 2-hour parking. It was a sham.
Again, so the parking issue Eric and I discussed today about there's no posted signs for 2-hour parking. We understand that there was at one time, or may have been.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there was, but those have fallen down over the years, so we have to go back and look through the records to try to find a resolution where the town adopted the law allowing it to be enforced, and then we can contact the county, they'll post the signs, and we'll have the 2-hour parking. But again, we think it goes back to like the early 80s.
But we can't handle this. It's just too big for the hamlet. We got a little hamlet. We got 4 toilets in the whole town. Come on.
I agree. We'll look further into it as well.
No, and now look, I've 55 years I've been on Main Street. Now, I think I know a little bit about it.
Okay.
The constables, I don't know where the hell they were. But when they had the bicycle race, which they were putting these things out there, which is nonsense, everybody was around. But for this here, when the merchants are losing money, and they're afraid to say something because, they're gonna, I'm not afraid to say anything.
Obviously. Thank you, Vivian.
Oh, and Joyce, thank you for the helping on the lead and tops.
Anytime. I'm sorry that you were sick.
Well, a lot of people aren't.
Well, I know, I was gonna say. Anytime, I'll try to finish anytime.
So I just want to mention about the parking issue with the festival, The Voice. I was told that they were actually parking people in Boyceville and shuttling them to Phoenicia, but I haven't confirmed that. That's just something I was told.
In the Phoenicia school, they had a shuttle going there.
Okay.
So
They had
maybe
the
they should
shuttles.
put next year, shuttle over.
Yeah, they had buses and everything, but still the main street was full at 8 o'clock. You couldn't find a parking, and they were all coming out, getting into their, out of their cars and walking down to the festival.
Okay.
I lived on Main Street there for several years when they had it, and it was very loud and everything, but this time I was trying to get up to, my Shandaken Village apartment, and it was all parked, all the way up, double parking. I couldn't even see above to get up the hill. And I was tooting the horn, making sure somebody wasn't coming down the hill as I was going up.
Yeah,
Well, again, we'll get together with Chad and go over it and review
Bel
it.
Air,
and talk-
Bel Air.
And I do understand that they are in conversation with Bel Air about holding some concerts there upcoming.
All of them.
Okay.
Oh, and another thing.
While you have the floor, sure.
The basketball court down there.
Yes.
It's all chewed up from the heavy equipment there. So, they have the Parks Committee and all the wonderful
Well-
parks, but they don't care about that.
The event,
Still looking for a
the
park
event
manager.
finished yesterday.
And the park manager is
Well-
gonna help with what they did.
It'll help fix
It'll
it.
help inspect the park. Again, I didn't get a chance to get down there to check out the park or what was
But
going on.
I'm the bad guy.
Okay.
You're the park manager now.
You want to be the park manager?
I wish I was young enough, I'd show you something.
I don't know what that
What
means.
is that?
I don't know what that means. Okay. Scott?
So, several months ago, the town designated, made a request that the county designate the Bridge Street Bridge as the Battaglia Bridge in honor of the Ulster County Sheriff, Battaglia. And the county has done that, and I just got word that the signs are in. So I'd like to coordinate with the town on choosing a date. I've informed the family that the signs are available. They're going to be available later in August, maybe after Shandaken Day, or in September. They're happy that the signs are in and looking forward to us working out a date. And I haven't been a part of one of these before, so I'm not sure if it's the Ulster County Highway Department that will install the bridge, or whether they would ask Shandaken to do that, or if you have a preference on it. But if we can work together, we'll work that all out. And
Yeah, it's usually us,
it's nice.
DPW that does it. We did it with the bridge up on, in Alvaria, so.
And in another news in terms of a county bridge, the Green Bridge in Mount Tremper has been determined by the engineers at the county to be both a hydraulic constriction and a safety hazard. So the county is prepared to remove that bridge to alleviate both those problems. It's a bridge that's much beloved in the community, connecting from 212 over onto Risley Road. And so the county is open to the idea that the town will have some space on either side after the bridge comes out that could be very small areas to do something that would maybe preserve angling access. And so again, the county is eager to work with the town on that. And there might even be, the bridge is pony trusses, and they are historic structures. So the county had to actually get permission from the Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation to take this bridge out because it has historic significance. But it's safety hazard and it's flooding hazard because it brings the creek together there. The Office of Parks and Historic Preservation did sign off that it can be taken down. In Woodstock, there are a couple of parks in which those kind of bridge structures are used as like an entranceway to the park. The Sloan Gorge has those, and it's a very attractive way to kind of direct people into a park area. So I thought I would see, I think the county would be open to some different use that we might want to make of the bridge here in Shandaken. I know there's probably going to be some flood buyout property over past the Esopus Creek, right there in Mount Pleasant. So maybe if we did a little brainstorming together, we could put in a request in a timely fashion and preserve those bridge elements somewhere else in a way that's attractive.
Kathy, two questions. One is, isn't there a lot of private land around there? Isn't there going to be a small area that's just a right-of-way that would be over the bridge?
Right near the bridge is quite small. It's just from the road to where the bridge will be taken out.
Right.
So basically to the stream, and then there's a drop off. So it may be difficult to do something at the site. So that's why I began thinking, well, maybe we could take those bridge elements someplace else where there's more land and create something nice with them. But that would be a community effort, so I wanted to invite some brainstorming.
Is when are they planning on doing this?
The removal has already been approved by the county. That vote was actually 2 months ago. And so now it's just a matter of when it fits into the schedule and to try to do it during the times when you can be in the stream. So it might be in the next couple of months. But they don't, as far as I can tell, no one has a plan yet for what to do with the structures once they remove them.
Right.
So,
That was my next question.
yes.
Now, if they take out the bridge, will the county close that off? And could they add on to make it jut out, or so people can actually fish from it?
I can address this.
Can
So,
they do that?
yeah, well, this came out of actually the safari group. And we worked with the county to get this, again, we realized it's a constriction during the flood studies. It's an old bridge, there's scour on the abutments and it makes it unsafe, and there's no way, they'd have to send like guys with scuba gear to fix the concrete and stuff, like it's not worth the effort. So we could certainly consider looking at reutilizing that bridge structure if they wanted to keep it close by. I know they did, didn't they?
My backyard?
No. Put it in your front yard. Put some flowers in. As far as I understood it at our last meeting, and we've been in talks with Aaron Bennett, I think on the plans we saw last was that the side on 212 was going to be closed off from access for different reasons. But we would still allow public access, fishing access from the abutment on the side with Rodsley Road, Mount Pleasant Road, not Trumbull. The bridge, we have some properties that are being bought out partly due to this bridge reconstruction, partly due to FEMA buyout, but they're all like in the floodway. Again, we'd have to really consider where that location is. maybe it could go in a floodplain, as long as it's not, again, it doesn't restrict flow or do anything. But we can certainly bring it up and have a talk with Aaron Bennett, with the County Office of Environment, and see what we can come up with.
Great. Yes, I serve on the Committee for Public Works and Capital Projects. And as part of that, I tried to see if we could get steps that would go down on both sides of the creek. But because of its being removed for flood remediation, they don't want to put new structures in. And so the county has formed that conclusion, as Rob was saying.
The nice thing about this too is that it's done through a grant from the CWC, so it's really not costing the county anything to do all this work. But I know there was some kind of misstep somewhere, or a little problem that ran in, so our last conversation with CWC was that it's probably most likely going to occur next spring, because we're not gonna have enough time to go out for bid, award the bids, get construction company mobilized to get there, and still have enough time to get in the water, because they gotta be out by September 30th, so.
Who, is the county doing that, awarding the bids, or is our
CWC.
town, CWC doing it?
CWC.
That makes sense, and that would give us a little time to think about what we might do. So appreciate some shared problem solving on that, and
Kathy,
maybe get
while
something
you're
nice.
here,
Yes.
when is the rail trail opening that's going to be completed to Boyceville then?
Yes, so the trail at the Shandaken Reservoir is, the base coat is completely done and the top coat is down, more than about a third. What needs to be done in order to open the trail is for the trailheads to be constructed, and so that is happening. So we are expecting that trail with trailhead, 2 of the 3 trailheads will be ready to open in the fall. Maybe mid to late October. It's not close enough yet to set it in, but within a month or so, we should know if the trailhead construction is going along as planned. And so next month I should be able to give you something a little more definitive. There have been elected officials taken out to see various elements of the trail. The bridge in Boyceville is being reconstructed as a pedestrian and cycling bridge. There's a wetlands area with a boardwalk over it. There's a cove that has been opened up that also has a bridge over it. These are extraordinary elements on a trail that's long and has many different aspects of it for people to enjoy. There will be signage, interpretive signage, at about 1 mile intervals. The trailheads are planned for Boyceville, Shandaken, and then down at the Glenford Dyke area. So they'll be evenly spread out. I think that people are going to find it an extraordinary trail to use, much like the walkway over the Hudson, where you go out on it and you say, I've never seen the river like this, I've never seen a trail like this. This trail is going to have that kind of character. And I'm very excited for the residents of the area as well as for what it may do in terms of bringing tourists. And we hope there will be enough parking. We hope that parking becomes a problem. We have to work out some additional, but there will be parking at each of the trailheads. There will be restroom facilities at each of the trailheads.
They're actually doing a really large space right in Boyceville, right by the bridge there. I thought they were taking over a big space for parking there.
The Boyceville trailhead hasn't quite all been worked out yet because the DEP is going to replace the vehicular bridge on 28A within the next few years. And so they want to retain some areas there for staging. And so we may not have a full trailhead there for a while. They may let us put a trailhead in and then kind of use the trailhead area when they need it. That's still under negotiation. So that trailhead probably will not open this fall unless something, I think it's unlikely it's going to open this fall, but then would open next year ideally.
Thank you for the updates.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening. Does this work?
Is that on, Ellen?
Anyway, hi, my name is Michelle Spark. I live on East Suffolk Avenue in the hamlet of Phoenicia. I'm here with several of my neighbors. We've had some concerns about the broken up aspect of the street there. It's quite a number of huge potholes. There's been, over the last year, there were at least 2 times when the street was excavated for water leaks and then sealed over. And I understand from one of my neighbors, and by the way, it's a very short street, so it seems like why even bring this up, but there are 15 residents on the street occupied full-time, 7 of them are Airbnbs, and so we have quite a lot of visitors coming through this short street. One of my neighbors has been in contact with Eric, and we understand that there may be a list of some kind in which there might be some repaving of some of the streets in the area, and I was just wanting to ask the town board just to get some basic information, if you could share that with us.
Well, Eric can probably address this, I think she's referring to was it the 384 list that we do annual about paving roads?
I
But
didn't
that's,
even know you were here, I would've.
yeah, that means that those streets, because of the way the town is there, you can't just keep paving because they get too high and it tracks the water. So that's gonna have to be built. So we're bringing a milling machine in, it costs a lot of money to mobilize, bring it in and bring it out. So there's several streets around that area, and then also Church Street, Phoenicia, and Tremper Avenue, they need to be built too. So probably next year, we're probably gonna do all those streets at the same time. So we don't have to keep paying to move this machine in and out. We did it on Murray Street a couple of years ago. Buckley County had it there near Main Street, so we didn't have to pay for it. We just used to pay for it.
So you're thinking of planning?
I'm gonna survey the Sopas Avenue, Center Street, East Street, West Street have to be surveyed. Because a lot of the residents have encroached on the road considerably. So that the right of way has to be established and then we're gonna do it.
So you're gonna have a survey first and then?
Yeah. I'm also probably gonna go to the CWC and see if there's anything we can do with stormwater out.
Yeah, it's at the bottom of the street,
That's
doesn't
been
know
there
what's
as
up
long as
and
I've
down.
been here.
It's just, I know it's an awkward drainage
Yeah,
situation.
that's the problem, where do you go with water?
Right.
So maybe the CWC can give us some funding for some, for underground drainage or piping and stuff like that.
All right, well, thanks for being aware of the problem. I appreciate that. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
I don't know if anything.
Kristen, yes.
Hi, well, while we're talking about roads, I was just curious why Old Route 28 was gravelled.
Yes, the county.
Huh?
Yes, the county,
Oh,
the county road.
Yeah, I caught that.
What?
I saw that.
What,
It was like
why?
a dusty-
We just paved it and now it's covered in gravel.
So weird.
That's county DPW, they do what they do.
Oh, okay.
We didn't request it.
It's called a surface treatment to extend the life of the road. They do what they call chip seal. It's a polymer, like an old car and chip they used to use on the roads. In a few weeks, all the loose stone will push it off and the rain will get rid of the dust and a little bit more.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just the first couple of weeks is really, especially on high-speed road,
Right.
it's kind of really nasty on high-speed roads. We use it on some of our roads. And it extends the life of the road considerably.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Good, yes.
I checked with the county DPW, and they said this was routine maintenance. It wasn't done for a specific purpose, just routine, and they were gonna come by and sweep the loose gravel after giving it a period of time to be ground in.
Okay.
So they won't leave those gravel on there
Yeah,
forever.
we had,
Well, you're the one getting the dust on your windows.
Oh, yeah.
there was a similar situation on Olive Reed Road last year, same thing. They swept it up. Any other public comments? Yes.
Hi, not to bring up the sore subject of the Phoenicia Festival of the Voice, which, it does sound like there's a parking problem, but I attended the festival, I worked at it, and one of the things that I went to was a really moving service at the Catholic Church in Phoenicia that was focusing on the historical abolition of slavery, and there were singers, it was an incredible group, it was very moving and powerful, a real reminder, for us all to acknowledge that part of our country's history. And when you think about historical significance, I keep going back to the Big Indian Store, formerly Morris Market, which to my understanding was a stop on the Underground Railroad. And I think there's a plaque that sort of says that in the museum in Pine Hill. And I don't know what the true historical significance. Here we had this program that was uplifting Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad, and then it just seems ironic that right in our midst is a piece of history that's sort of rotting before our eyes. So I'm sure it's a complicated situation. I mean, the money doesn't grow on trees, but I just wonder if there's grant opportunities or.
Howie can, we discussed it at the meeting that we had a few weeks ago, but from what we've received from the owner, he's planning on siding the building to get it to look at least like a building somewhat, so it's not so patchworky and plywood. The issue with the historical status is that the historical plaque is from the town of Shandaken. It's something the town did on its own to recognize it. It was never placed on a national or state historic registry. It was never validated as Underground Railroad. It was really just stories that were told and passed down through generations. We'd love to see that if he wishes to move forward to get that looked into deeper. I'm sure there's records that you'd have to dig up, but that's where you go for the grants, when you get the national or state historic preservation designations.
Could I ask, is the building permit still open on the store? Did he accomplish what he was supposed to do with the building permit, and is it closed, or is it open and it's just in the state of?
The permit has been renewed, so it's still an open permit. He has told me that he's going to be doing some more work on the building. Ultimately, he is trying to buy a piece of property adjacent to it so that he can put in a bigger parking lot and make the building usable, have a bigger occupancy load in the building. But right now, there's really no violation there. He's got the building closed in, and it's quasi, whether it's unsafe or not, but it's closed in now, and he's intending to move forward with at least making it look more friendly.
Okay. John?
First, I'd like to thank the town board and Howie for the attention that you're giving to this issue. And I hope we keep paying attention going forward. The 7 appearance tickets, is it public knowledge who those tickets went to?
They posted in the paper.
In the newspaper? Which paper?
Yeah, I believe they have to be posted.
Catskill Mountain News?
I'm not sure.
Freeman.
Daily Freeman.
Daily Freeman's our official name.
Freeman? So,
He listed the names actually at the beginning of Freeman.
well, he listed some, not all. And there were 2 they said were undelivered,
Yes, unserved.
unserved. Can you tell us who those are?
Yeah, one is the yard sale, the permanent yard sale.
Yeah.
Number 28, there's actually 7 separate tickets, appearance tickets for him.
For one guy.
One guy.
Okay.
And then the other one is 3 vehicles in a dilapidated area of Pine Hill. One of them, 2 of them are right on the street. The building looks like it's ready to fall down. And that's the other ticket
That's still posted.
that will be served this week.
That's weeks, correct?
Yes.
Everybody else supposed to show up August 20th, is that correct? Except for
Yes.
the one that's been moved out of
Yes.
Shandaken. Okay.
Howie, I have a question. Why should the 2 judges recuse themselves from obedience of tickets?
Because I had a long relationship with Mike Miranda. We've been
Right.
friends forever.
No, I remember you saying that.
And I believe Declan had some business with,
So what court is it going to?
I don't know.
It's changed venues.
It's actually up to the county court judge will assign a different court.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
The county court judge will assign a different court.
They won't assign his home court though, out, right?
And both judges have to recuse themselves.
Yes, Mark?
Could you give us an update on sidewalks in Pine Hill and the road and where we're at?
Sidewalks, again, we go back. So we've got a planning grant study that's currently under review. We'll get an answer sometime later this year as to whether we receive the grant. Ultimately, if we don't, we're gonna have to go ahead and probably apply, pay for this out of the pockets, out of the town budget to get the study done for parking. Again, you need to have the parking study done to know where we can have parking, how much parking is needed. Then you can develop the stormwater plan, because we've gone back and forth over the years where people have said, oh, well, you can take our front yard, we can do nose and parking, and then came back like a year later and said, you know, never mind, I rethought that, I don't want to give up my lawn. So it's been back and forth, and we're still waiting a word for this study.
So do we still have grant money for the storm drainage
Yes.
in New York City?
That's still ongoing, yes.
And what's happening with we did all that was assessed and a survey was done. So what happened is the first survey that was done years ago, 8 or 9 years ago, became outdated. That was a lot of money spent. And we just had another survey 3 to 4 years ago, and that seems to be at a stalemate.
Yeah, there was one survey done, another engineering firm picked up and probably reestablished some of the points, but it's still the original survey. The physical structure of town hasn't changed, so the survey still is intact. It's now getting the DEP to accept what we want to do for stormwater. The DEP has quite a bit of restrictions and requirements of what they want. We also have to establish sidewalks and curbs for the stormwater system.
So is that saying that the first survey 8 or 9 years ago was valid where there was no cost for the second survey they did?
So, the original survey was done by a firm that eventually just stalled. They ended up getting involved heavily with fracking down in Pennsylvania, and they put all their resources down in Pennsylvania and they left us hanging. We were lucky enough to hire the next firm, Maloney McBroom, which is